Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa is being criticised for simply reprimanding Defence Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula and docking her salary for 3 months. This after she gave the ANC comrades a lift to Zimbabwe in a military jet. The party has since agreed to pay back the money for the trip, but it's unclear just how much. The minister gets to keep her job, but opposition parties say that's not harsh enough. Let's speak to Advocate Paul Hoffman from Accountability Now. He joins us live via Skype. So the president says the minister failed to adhere to the legal prescripts warranting care in the use of state resources. He further said that she acted in a way inconsistent with her position as required by the code, but her punishment was simply a reprimand and no pay for 3 months. Do you reckon that's proper accountability?
No, it's not. It's not even halfway there. I'm afraid that the opposition is correct and the president is too lenient by far. He did establish a weak precedent with the Minister of Communications, who was the lady who lunched and was also given a docking of salary and a conviction for breaking the lockdown regulations. But in this case, we're dealing with a senior and experienced minister, a survivor of Travelgate, a person who has abused the Air Force jets in the past by bringing a woman from Burundi who happened to be her son's girlfriend, and now by aiding and abetting various members of the NEC of the ANC to break the lockdown regulations. It really is a hanging offence as far as the proper implementation of accountability is concerned.
Yeah.
She has no business remaining in the cabinet. In a civilized country, she would have resigned when this incident or this escapade was made known to the public, and the fact that she hasn't shows that she has no regard for the rule of law and her obligations as a cabinet minister.
Yeah, so the next question then is, of course, should the president have fired her because the minister clearly doesn't want to resign?
She's going to hold on for as long as she can because the job has wonderful perks. The onus is on the president. He is the only person who in law selects, hires and fires members of the cabinet, and his job, properly done, would involve a cabinet reshuffle where he dispenses of her services summarily.
Yeah. So the Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Defence has granted the DA's request to have the minister account for what happened. So we obviously have opposition parties hopping mad. We have South Africans outraged as well. How do we put pressure on government and the president in particular for proper accountability?
Well, you get to vote every 5 years, and you ought not to vote for politicians who displease you when they disregard a foundational value of the South African Constitution. I'm talking about accountability. The word seems to be cropping up quite frequently in this conversation. Yeah. And the police are also there to investigate and make dockets ready for the prosecution service. And it's very clear that there have been criminal offences committed. People left the country when they were meant to be locked down. They were allowed onto a flight when they had no business being on the flight. The DA has apparently laid criminal charges already, and those ought to be followed through on with the sort of expedition that we do not see from the Criminal Justice Administration, because it was hollowed out during the Zuma years in order to facilitate corruption with impunity. And it's continuing. This jaunt to Harare is just another illustration of how corrupt the ANC is.
Yeah, definitely. Accountability is something we're trying to push for as ENCA and citizens of the country. Advocate Paul Hoffman from Accountability Now, thank you so much for your insight. Appreciate it.